Welcome, everyone. I'm Jean Boyce Dart, and I'm just thrilled to be here with you on this very special day. As an expressive arts coach and a registered therapist, I was thrilled to meet my very special friend, Kathy Harmon Luber. And when she asked me to host this for her, it was just such a joy for me to do that. Kathy is a talented, expressive artist who battled physical, mental, and emotional challenges. And we're all here today to join her with her success in launching this book, Suffering to Thriving, your toolkit for navigating your healing journey, how to live a more healthy, peaceful, joyful life. So let's take a look at this clip right now.
It happens to us all. One moment, all is well. Then, a health crisis changes everything. Illness, injury, and loss have become part of life. It seems like your dreams and your future are over. Being seriously ill, injured, or in chronic pain does not mean you have to emotionally or spiritually suffer. You can navigate the healing journey from suffering to thriving. But you'll need a robust toolkit of proven practical solutions to help you. So why spend another day suffering through your health crisis when you can create a personalized roadmap for navigating the challenging terrain of the healing journey? Emerge from the darkness of pain, loss, disappointment, and despair. Find a path out of suffering and learn not to merely survive, but thrive. Discover new wisdom, insights, strengths, passions, and purpose, and become more resilient. Start living a more healthy, peaceful, joyful life today. Suffering to Thriving, your toolkit for navigating your healing journey.
And let's now introduce Kathy Harmon Luber. She's here right now with us. Kathy, welcome. I'm so happy to see you and to be here with you on this very special day.
Thank you, Jean. I am so thrilled that you are here with me. You are a kindred spirit, and I just love all the things that you do. And I'm so thrilled that you're hosting my book launch. This is such a big day for me, and I'm just thrilled to have you here. So I just want to say thank you to you, and thank you to everyone who's watching. We've got people from all over the country and beyond, actually. So welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome, everybody. We have some gifts to give away. So right now we're going to talk about that just briefly. Kathy's going to go through and explain each of those, but I'm going to share with you some good news. We are extending the giveaways for 2 more days. So till Thursday at midnight this week, we're extending the giveaway. So just follow the instructions. We're going to be popping in and explaining what to do for those that are watching on replay. So Kathy, go ahead and explain to us these wonderful gifts that you have.
Great. Thanks, Jean. It would not be a book launch without giving away a free signed copy of my book, From Suffering to Thriving. So that is our first prize. And then you notice that the photograph on the cover is one of my own photographs that was part of my healing journey. And so I have put that image on a nice tote bag and a zippered pouch, good for storing all kinds of things, especially art supplies, and a journal that people can write in about, their own creativity or their own healing journey. And then I have 2 other prizes. One is a 1-hour healing journey navigation with me. This is part of the work that I'm doing through the book, and people can learn more about that at my website, and we'll tell you about that later. And the last prize is a half-hour Reiki energy and sound healing session with me. And those are our wonderful gifts that everybody will have an opportunity to enter to win.
Well, those are very valuable gifts. Thank you so much for offering all that, Kathy. So let's get started here. Okay, Kathy, now this is the exciting part where we get to hear about your book writing journey. And you and I know each other and have gotten to know each other even more deeply when we had our Courageous Creative Conquerors interview. We got to see you growing up, your creative journey, and learn about you as a young adult and adult with your health journey and the devastation of that. But we didn't really talk about your book writing journey and how that was a part of this health journey. So tell me, how did you come to decide to write a book?
Yeah, it's a great question, Jean. And probably not many authors would answer that question the way I'm about to. I never really had the dream of writing a book. In my career, I've always been a writer, but I never set out to write a book. Then in 2016, the fourth debilitating disc rupture left me bedridden for 5 years, flat on my back. I couldn't explore any other creative outlets. Like I couldn't play my flute or other music. I couldn't paint. Very little could I do, but I could journal, and I've always been a journaler. And so I began to just write flat on my back about what I was going through and things that were working for me, and just these little epiphanies I had, wisdom that I gleaned. I began to just write that. And a couple of years into it, I looked at it and said, there's a lot here, a wisdom that I wish I had for all of the times in my life I'd gone through some healing crisis. And it began to look like kind of a toolbox. And so that's where the germ of the idea for the book came from.
Wow. So you're telling me that first your writing was more to help you as a healing journaling. And I can really relate to that. Journaling is such a powerful healing tool. But then something shifted in you. It was now shifting to caring about others and writing as a gift to others.
I just wanted to be able to take what I learned from this journey, that it might help other people. Yeah.
Fantastic. And you mentioned this toolbox or toolkit. Can you explain a little bit more in detail, maybe just briefly, some of these tools that are in your book that help people with their health journey?
Sure, I'd love to. The book is organized into 38 small chapters that it doesn't even need to be read sequentially. Like if you're having a certain issue, you can just pull it open to that chapter and look at the tools that are there. It covers practical topics from how to prepare for and maximize your doctor's appointment.
Wow.
Very little time with doctors. They're very busy. How do you ask all the right questions? How to get prepared for that, how to empower yourself to be a good advocate for yourself or for someone you love, or if you're a caretaker. There's a chapter on being super sleuthy about how to figure out, like, what supplements do I take? What alternative or complementary medicine should I investigate or at least research? And what a self-directed healing journey looks like.
Fabulous.
There are tools for handling pain, loss, acceptance, surrender and letting go, and all of those big, hard topics. How to process fear. Everyone on the healing journey encounters fear at some point. And the book is packed full of tools for how we face fears and move beyond them to build a life of more meaning from a place that isn't fear-driven.
Very good. I love how you're not just providing tools for the physical body, but for the emotional and mental stress and all these different things. And you're empowering people to take charge of their health journey. All right. Okay. Kathy, could you tell us what we're going to be giving away right now?
Great. The first gift that we're giving away is a signed copy of my paperback book.
All right, there's just all these different ways you can win. I'm going to go over them right now. Right now, if you share this launch on your Facebook page, that's a chance to win. Or you can also get a chance to win just by pushing like, push like. And if you know someone who's going to benefit from this book, if you tag them and type their name in there, I hope everybody knows how to tag. You type their name in this chat right here. That's another way to be entered into the drawing. And the most important way is by buying the book. Now, if you buy the book, and we have in the chat right now links to Amazon where the book is, where you can buy the book. If you buy the book, write in the chat, bought the book. Write that down so we know. And if you shared it, write down shared. Just write that down, you know. And of course, if you liked it, we know that you liked it. We can figure that part out if you like this. And this will happen on Thursday midnight. Friday morning, Kathy's going to get up and she's going to be looking at all this, writing it all down, putting the names in the hat of the people that did this and drawing out for these great prizes. And we'll let you know, it'll be posted on her website, who the big winners are of these great prizes. Okay. All right. So we've talked about, we've given a gift, we've heard a little bit about the book, and now we have a few friends popping in here. Let's just shift screen here. And we have Kathy's friends visiting us on a panel and sharing their joy and love for your journey right now during this book launch. Welcome all of you. It's so good to see all of you here. We're so grateful to have you. So I'm just going to turn it over to Kathy to introduce each one of you, and then we'll ask you to share a little bit.
Great. Thanks, Jean. I am so happy my friends are here. This is just a very big day in my life, and it is so great that you all are sharing in this. I should mention before I introduce them, they all have been in my life for 25 to 30 years or more, actually. So anyway, long time dear friends who've accompanied me on every step of this journey. First, my friend Carolyn Stevens, who's in Maryland in the Washington, D.C. area. My friend Helene Diener, who is in Washington, D.C. And my friend Christy, who's here in Idlewild with me.
Wonderful. Thank you all for being here. And so we'll start right off with Carolyn. Carolyn, could you tell us where you met Kathy when that happened? How did you get together with her?
Kathy and I met in the late 80s or early 90s through a professional committee that we served on. And we quickly discovered we had a lot of interests in common and became friends. And since then, she's been at my side for every step of my life journey, the difficult moments and the joyous ones. And I've had the privilege to be at her side as well.
Sounds like she's a very good friend for you, very supportive.
Kathy's my closest friend in the world.
Lovely.
We think that our mothers were twins who were separated at birth because they're the same. Okay, they're not the same age and mine is gone now, but other than that, they're exactly the same.
Yes. And so because she's such a dear friend to you, what do you want to say to her today on this very special day?
Just that I'm so proud of you. You set out to climb a mountain, to write a freaking book when you were bedridden about how to thrive despite the immense challenges you were facing. And I've seen you do this over and over again, and I've always marveled at it. And now you're sharing that strength, that wisdom with everyone. And I'm thrilled for you, and I'm thrilled for all of us who get to benefit from your wisdom.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. We're so glad to have you here. So let's move on to Helene. Helene, welcome. I'm just so happy to see you. And could you share just briefly how you met Kathy?
Well, we were both living in DC and we met by chance in just a strange situation. And then we discovered that we had so much in common, art and music and traveling and working out. And then we became best friends. I was very sad when she left, but we traveled together and we shared so many things. She kept giving me tips on books to read, and I'd give her tips on this. And I agree, but I think that she's my sister and that she's actually, so that's not fair that you said that. So she is really the closest person in my life. I could tell her anything and she'll heal me. I could be in a rotten mood or in less pain than her, and she'll say, no, this is what you do. So, and we laugh together and cry together, but mostly laugh. Yeah, that's it.
Yes. And so, well, typical sibling rivalry here a little bit. But so tell me, her book, why do you think people should buy this book?
The difference between other books is that the toolbox, the toolkit, that everyone's pain level changes. And this isn't a book that you just read. It's a book that in that moment you say, what do I do? Who do I turn to? What can I do to get out of this moment of pain? And then you just open Kathy's book, you go to that area and you go, does this apply to the situation now? And how do I get out of it? I think that's brilliant. I haven't seen it in any other healing books. And I'm definitely going to tell my friends that don't sit in your room, in your corner, open this book to that page and envision something else. Be in a different place. That's brilliant.
Fantastic. Thank you for mentioning that. Okay, let's move on to Christy. Christy, welcome. Thank you so much for showing up today. And how did you meet Kathy? Tell us.
I met Kathy in an art gallery that I had in Idlewild in the 90s. And she came in and we had a wonderful long conversation. And then our paths crossed many times in the art world in Idlewild, and we've just stayed in touch over the years, and here we are now, and I'm so happy to know her and be her soul twin.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I'm feeling a little competition here. Oh, that's lovely. So what do you feel is the most special quality about Kathy?
She has so many, and Kathy's just a special person.
Yes.
And any time spent with her is special. But I have to say that sitting with her on her patio next to her garden and just talking for hours and hours about anything and everything, those are all very special moments that I've had with her.
Oh, lovely. So is there anything you want to say to her on this special day about her book and what she's accomplished today?
Well, congratulations, Kathy. You so deserve this moment, and you've worked very hard for it, and you're giving so many people inspiration and knowledge and wisdom that they can use to help heal themselves and take control of their own health and find a positive and hopeful way to live their lives.
Wonderful. Let's just give a congratulatory applause here to Kathy here. And thank you all for showing up. It's just wonderful to have your support on this day.
Thank you, each of you. You know, just having you here on this day has meant the world to me because, like I said, you've been here every step of my journey in my life, before the health challenges, during the health challenges, as I wrote the book, and we're celebrating today. And it's just so wonderful to have you all here. I love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Good luck.
Okay, we're back here, just Kathy and I think it's time for another giveaway. What have you got, Kathy?
Yeah, this is a nice gift. It's based on the cover of the book, which is one of my original photos, the tote bag.
Yes. And just a reminder, If you want this gift, we've got several steps that you need to follow, and Kathy's going to explain those to you right now.
The easiest way is to click like on the event page right now. If you share this event to your Facebook page, you get another entry to win. And if you know somebody who would find value in this launch and reading the book, tag them and we'll enter you for another opportunity to win. The other way you can rack up even more entries to win is by buying the book. There are links in this feed to how to buy the book on Amazon, and then just put in the comment field how many copies of the book you bought, and we will enter you to win, and I will pick the winners on Friday morning.
Okay, we're going to shift for a moment here and just take a look at the cover of your book, specifically the title, Suffering to Thriving. What does that mean for you?
Yeah, it's a good question, Jean. I feel like I have walked that path on my healing journey. I was suffering, and I am now thriving. I found that being, seriously ill or injured or in pain doesn't mean that we have to suffer. Unnecessary suffering is a choice. And so is thriving. Like in every moment, we have a choice. We can choose to mentally suffer, or we can choose to thrive. And that is the thread that runs through the whole book. So that's why I named it that.
So maybe people that are listening right now, maybe some of them don't know that you're living with chronic pain. You have chronic back conditions, you're living with pain, but what you're saying is you don't have to be suffering. You can be thriving, because I have friends who living, and I too, with chronic pain, chronic illness, but you're saying you can be happy, you can be thriving despite that. That's what your book's all about. Is that what you're saying?
That's what it's about. Yeah. I am in horrendous physical pain, as probably you and so many other people are. But that doesn't mean we can't find joy and happiness.
Yes.
That doesn't mean we can't have dreams and a future, right? We can find the way to thriving. And that is what the book is all about.
Yes, that's what the book is all about.
Yeah, you can.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Okay, it's time for another gift giveaway. We have 2 gifts Kathy's going to remind you of. And again, a gentle reminder of the different ways that you can win. You can win by tagging people. You can win by sharing on Facebook. You can win by buying a book. And also, what was the last one, Kathy?
By clicking like on the event.
Oh, clicking like. That's the easiest one. Everybody can do that right now. Let's click love and send lots of love out here. I'm just loving it, and we appreciate you loving it too. So Kathy, she's going to mention the last 2 physical gifts, and then also the sessions with her. Go ahead, Kathy.
Great, Jean. We've got a zippered pouch, which also is the image of the book cover, one of my photographs, and a lovely lined journal. Those are the other 2 gifts. They're the last 2 physical gifts.
Wonderful. And Kathy, before we move on to the personal sessions with you, can you just tell us a little bit more about that beautiful photo on the cover of the notebook and on the zip bag and the tote bag? Explain what that is. What is the name of that photo art? Because I love it. And it's in a series that has a special name that we talked about on the Courageous Creative Conquerors. Can you share that?
It does indeed, Jean. Thanks. It comes from my series called Dream Blossoms, Dreams Blossom. And I created this photographic series within about a year or 2 after the debilitating disc rupture, when I was flat in bed. I couldn't go out on photo expeditions anymore, but my husband Ken would always be such a dear and bring me flowers. And so he would bring me roses every now and then, and I would look at them and really longingly want to photograph them. So he said, well, I'll tell you what, why don't I dust off your tripod and let's see what you can do with that. And he would literally set up the tripod with my camera near the flowers. I would sit and admire them until the light was just exquisitely perfect. And then I would get up for 5 minutes. That's all I could stand up. And I couldn't even physically hold the camera, but I could stand with it being held on the tripod, and I would snap a couple images before just going back to bed and in a lot of extreme pain. And I did that with many, many different flowers that he bought me over the years. And it was so healing and transformative for me to be able to get back into art. Art is healing, right?
All right, let's take a look at this photographic art series, Dream Blossoms, Dreams Blossom. The first one here is Blossoming Bright. And then we have Rose Sherbet Kiss. The last one, of course, is the cover of your book, Dreaming of Tahitian Sunsets. And these are just a few of the flowers in your photographic art series. Your husband is an earth angel, Ken. I'm just so jaw-dropped hearing the story of how he said, hey, let's figure this out. You're bedridden. He puts all the equipment up. You stand for a minute trying to click it, and you create this gallery showing. And that image, let's hold it up again. The image, I'm going to hold up the book, and you hold up the bag. You hold up the bag and all the other stuff here. That image, this is a rose. When I first saw it, I thought, what is that? Just orange, just some pop art thing or something? No, this is beautiful. And it has such a tender meaning of your husband, this suffering to thriving. That's what this rose represents. And so thank you so much for sharing that story.
And one other thing, Jean, can I add one other thing?
Yes.
About him just being an earth angel. Throughout the book, I talk about how art is healing and music is healing. Music is medicine, right? And
yes,
there is medicine. Ken reminded me of that in the darkest days of just, after being flat on my back for like 6 months, you get very depressed. But he reminded me, nature is medicine.
Yes.
Art is medicine. Music is medicine.
Yes.
The whole thing. And that's a theme that runs through the entire book. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There you go, people listening. It's Kathy is amazing. And I understand that I was flat on my back. I was suffering, going through stuff too. She's been there. She's done that. She rose up and did not give up. And she's giving you these key tips, this toolkit of how you can do it. She has that compassion. I know that. So Kathy, tell us of these final 2 gifts.
Okay, Jean, thank you. Throughout the book, the other theme that is through it is your healing journey is part of your life's journey, which is embedded in your soul's journey. Basically, essentially meaning that sometimes these terrible things happen in our lives to our health, and it actually shines a light on maybe some special gift you have or a new direction in your life. So one of these gifts that I'm giving is a full hour session with me in healing meditation. And it's to help people wherever they are. You can read more about it on my website, but it's wherever you are in your journey, I meet you where you are and just help you along the path, basically. This free gift is $150 value, and I'm thrilled for somebody to win it for themselves or somebody they love. The other gift that I'm giving away is a half-hour Reiki and or sound healing session, and that is because Reiki and sound healing were instrumental, no pun intended, in my own healing.
Yes.
And you as a music therapist, you know the magic that is the healing and the transformative power of music and sound. And so I'm thrilled to be able to share this with someone who needs it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, here's one more gift that we haven't even mentioned at all. If you go to Kathy's website, and this is for those of you who stuck it out and you stayed till the end here, if you go to Kathy's website, and that is sufferingtothriving.com, and then you sign up your email address so that you'll be receiving her mailings, you'll get a free PDF download of Infinite Possibilities Meditation. So that's something that everyone can do right now. Go to her website at sufferingtothriving.com and get that free download. That's for everybody. And thank you so much for all of you for staying and being here with us today. Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, what powerful gifts. And it's just been such a joy and pleasure to be here with you today, Kathy. You're a beautiful soul and you're just so talented and such a giver. So thank you so much. This has been an incredible book launch. And would you like to say some final words about your book, Kathy, and where they can find it?
Yeah, first I want to thank you, Jean, because you are a kindred spirit, soul sister. You totally are. You get this, you get the whole message, and just how exciting this is to be helping people, right? That's the work that we do. So thank you. And thank you for doing my launch. It's just been so beautiful to share this time with you. And I want to thank everyone from all over for being here with me today. It's just been a joy. To find the book, you can go to my website, which is sufferingtothriving.com. And also, it'll be available at Amazon.com and Barnes and Noble, and very soon everywhere. So
fabulous.
You'll find.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us. And again, the winners of the gifts will be announced on probably Friday morning or later Friday after she gets up and sorts through all of it and draws them out of a hat, and you will find out who you are. And when you look on her website, if you see your name as a winner, you contact her and she'll get that mailed out to you privately. Give her your address and information so she can get that out to you. So thank you today. We're glad to have you here with us. And thank you, Kathy. It's been such a joy. Bye-bye, everybody.
James, thank you. Be well and thrive.